Come on, boy. Come on. Good morning, brothers. I hope this day finds you well. It's a beautiful day here in Tasman, and I want to address the AI thing. In the last video I posted, it was interesting to see the critical feedback, and I love critical thinkers, and you brothers that some of you that were critical of AI, and I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I think encouraging critical thinking, even if it goes against some of my own thinking, doesn't matter. People that have minds that are critical of stuff often end up discovering the truth, which is often hidden, particularly in the corporate world, in this world where money rules. Money is just a big, money. You think about money, I think, and only my opinion as usual, but I think that as far as money goes in women, I think the biggest factor that helps men get women and what women want from men is money. There, I said it. I'm going to come into five for that. I'm not saying all women. I'm saying there's plenty of people that don't think that way, but my 60 years on the planet, from the things I have seen in relationships, and I'm not even talking about a lot of my personal relationships, I'm talking about other mates in relationships. I had a mate that had I'm not going to say who it is because a lot of you guys will know him because he's in the pig hunting world. He had a business that was revolved around pig hunting, and as soon as he went broke, she left and got with someone else who had more money. And he was a nice bloke, and he would just want to be a family man. I have seen that so many times. But let's get back to the thing of AI that we started talking about. I said that I use AI to gather meta-analysis to find the best outcomes clinical with it, whatever it is sometimes, because AI collates all the information that's out there. But then one of you wrote, and I thought this was good, but can you trust all information that's out there? And the simple answer to that is no. There's science and there's bad science. Like food science, for instance. Big companies that sell, say, nuts, a nut company, they might sell something to promote nuts, or companies that have a financial, like the beef industry funds it hugely. They put huge amount of funding into and they don't talk about the bad side of beef, of course. Same with the eggs, and the dairy company goes across the board. So there's a lot of science out there that's just basically funded, and what they do is they get a whole bunch of guys together and they say, right, we've got a budget here of say $9 million to do the research on soda pops. Let's say Coca-Cola to research it, and they'll get all these findings and they'll cherry pick the stuff that's true and they'll drop out all the bad shit, and then they'll get some prestigious guy to sign it without him hardly even put his name on it, and he'll read it and go, yep, that's cool, and he'll get paid out, and people believe it because he was a big name, and it's all money. So yes, you're quite right, some of you, to say that I don't trust everything with AI. I did a thing with AI where I wrote a song, and I wanted to see if AI could make it better, and it was pretty bloody cheesy. Now on that note, I'm not against AI because I'm all for technology, and I think there's a place for it, but I think it has to serve me and not use me. And as soon as it starts using me, then I'm dropping it like a hot potato. It's gone. Look at these dogs. Speaking of hot potato, it's so hot that they're hanging around. Good dogs. This is the strip that I mow every 3 or 4 days, and I normally run around it. This morning I ain't running nowhere because it's too hot. I'm off to see the hand specialist in Richmond today. See that there? The Dupuytren's contracture. I went to the doctor yesterday and said, is there anything you can do for this? I can't do press-ups on my hands flat now. The fingers won't straighten, it hurts. She said to me, it's going to be 3/4 bent, or that much bent, 45 degree before they'll look at it. 45 degree to show me the knuckles. I said, but from what I've read, the sooner you get it with surgery, the better it is. She said, yeah, but we don't fund it until it's that bad. Well, that doesn't make sense, does it? I digress. It just shows you how our health system works. They wait till you're just about completely stuffed, and then they invest the money and time into you. By then it's too late. You already can't function. I mean, what can you do with a hand that's like that? So every day I bend it back and try to straighten it up and fix it. Anyway, getting back to the point in hand was, yes, remain a critical thinker. Good on you, those bros that spoke up about that, and I think it's good. Critical with everything. I was very, very critical of the vaccine. We call it a vaccine. It's not really a vaccine. It's actually a gene therapy, because a vaccine is something quite different. A vaccine is something which takes a little bit of that particular disease. It either renders it So it's a mobile, or it takes and puts it into your system so you build up your T cells, or it puts into your body something which is replicated of that but isn't the same thing. But the vaccine we had for COVID, of course, was something quite different. It was something which manipulated the spike protein. So most vaccines require 7 years of investigation before they're released to the public. And that was the bone of contention I had with the one that we had. It came out really, really quickly, and there was no data at all on clinical outcomes. Anyway, I'm regurgitating a bit of what I've already said before in the past. And the problem is with videos today, making videos like this, and I think I'll eventually quit, is I find myself saying stuff that I've heard other influencers saying, and I start to sound like a bloody record. And I think a lot of influencers and YouTubers are just all saying the same thing, and it gets a bit monotonous. And we need to be authentic and say something that's completely fresh in our head. So rather than talk about what science is and what opinions are, I think it gets that bit tiresome for you guys to listen to it too, because we've all got our own opinions, and opinions are like arseholes. We've all got them, and most of them have got shit in them. That doesn't come out right, but I'll leave that in here anyway, because I'm not editing anything, because I don't have a proper functioning computer right now. I've got one that's stuffed. I drowned my last one with a cup of tea. That's another story for another day. Oh, look at this paddock, man. They got all the hay off and in the shed, and a bunch of good bastards helped me. Thank God for good bastards, eh? Those that put their hands up. Don't forget that. Yes, I think what's happening with the whole industry with YouTube is it's completely changed. People are sick and tired of the same old... old formula doesn't work anymore. Back in the day of Casey Neistat, who was a really great vlogger, when he came out in sort of 2018, 2019, he was packing it. It might even be before then, him and his brother. But Casey Neistat, I used to follow him because he made really well-made videos. They were vlogs with music and everything. But people got sick of it. And I think what people want today is, I think people want to have authentic, real, honest, creative, innovated, new, original ideas and things brought to the table that haven't been said before, haven't been done before. I think that's what I want to see when I look at someone's channel, somebody speaking. I want to hear truth. One thing about truth, because there's a lot of bullshit out there. I mean, there's a huge amount of bullshit. Massive amounts of bullshit. In fact, it's really hard to know who the hell you trust, because everybody's got a spin on something, and they want something, whether it's status or money or followers or subscribers, or they want a pat on the back, they want their ego stroked, they want you guys to say something that's going to make them feel better about who they are. There's so many reasons why people become influencers, and I'll be blatantly honest about why I became an influencer. Originally it was to make money, because I damaged my shoulder and I couldn't play music anymore. I couldn't teach properly. I couldn't play guitar. That was like 15 years ago, and I thought, well, I've got to keep paying the rent. I was renting at that stage. And actually it was a bunch of people got around me that made it happen also. It wasn't just me. I've got to give them credit as well. It's interesting to stop and think about these things. So what happened was, I used to belong to a forum called Monteria, which a bloke called Mark and Brightwater started. And it was a forum for pig hunters. So I went there, and he started posting my videos that I made just for my mates. And I started making some songs for them, some pig hunting songs. Flip 'em and stick 'em, whack 'em and stack 'em, the old boys hiding deep in the bracken, your dog's got to work so hard to bring him back home. Songs like that, real, just they weren't even singing, it was just talking. And it was just for fun. But he started sharing my content, and then Kim Swan, who's a writer, she took one of my poems and she put it in her book, and that then I got quite well known by pig hunters, so I made that into a song, Single Man. And then one thing led to another, and so the YouTube thing actually was born from that. And then I realised I could make money from this. Never thought, because you couldn't make money from YouTube back then. There was no way, things weren't monetised. It wasn't until Google bought it, it got taken over. But for me, it started off making content as a way to get out of there, Nut. He's just over by the sheep over there. Get out of there. It became a way to share information with mates and videos and have a bit of fun. And then people started putting money in my account. Guys like Errol T and Richard, and he was supporting the boys' hunts I was taking on, and that was just bloody awesome. And when I couldn't play gigs anymore, I then decided, well, I'll try the Patreon thing, and that was built by a guy called Mike Prater. He built that for me. He said, you got to do this, and I was quite against it because I felt like it wasn't the way I wanted to go. Thank God I went that way because it funded everything. And then I kept on doing it because it became work. So there's my reason why I became an influencer. There's probably other reasons there I haven't even thought about, but that was the main reason. I think another reason too is I just enjoy making content. I love it. I've always been a songwriter and a painter and a poet and an artist. I've always drawn and built things and created things. And when you do that, you want to share that with people. You want to share it. Most of the time you want to share it. And you want to share it for a number of reasons. I mean, it's great to get a pat on the back because it makes you feel good about who you are. Oh, that's great, Clay. Well done, mate. That's always good, isn't it? But it's not just that. You also want to inspire people because you want to leave something behind in this life. These guys all by the shed here, chilling out. That's the duck feeder now, but the duck's all gone back up the top of the house. You happy? Eh? You're wagging your tail while you drop shit out the back. That's a cool way. It's where the fertiliser spreader, eh? The wee tail's going and the poo's going. You can walk around the paddock doing that and you can spread some fert, make yourself useful. You're going to get a bullet, and you're going to get a bullet and made in a dog tucker. And who else is going to get dog tuckered? Just you two. I might dog tucker that one there too, that big old weather. That lamb there is going to get made into human tucker. That one there is. And mum over there, I'm not sure what we're going to do with you. But I'm going to get rid of the rams because the rams are a pain in the bloody ass. Don't keep rams. I only had those because my previous girlfriend, she liked to have wool. And she actually does some great stuff with wool. Yes, wool and woman and this thing. Men should knit too, I reckon. It's a great thing about it too. I digress. Anyway, I started off talking about AI and you guys that have been critical against it, and yep, good place, stay critical. What did my granddad used to say? Believe nothing of what you hear and half what you see. Just stick it in your mind and know that people do tend to bullshit when even when you're trusting what they're saying, and it can be bullshit. And I've come unstuck by trusting too many people. I'm not saying be skeptical and cynical about everything, because there is a place for authenticity and things being transparent and real, but really, money. And as I said earlier on when I was on the other side of the paddock, it's my thinking that women mostly want men to provide for them. We say they want us to protect them too, but most women can protect themselves pretty good these days. Most women are pretty good at protecting themselves. I mean, it's a thing we evolved to protect and provide for, but women want money. And the reason they want money is when they're young, they want to have offspring and they need somebody to provide. During that time, they're raising their offspring, which is fair enough. I get jumped on for saying that. I guess on the other hand, what is it that men want? Now, I'm only speaking for myself here, but I like women that are attractive. Yeah, I'm shallow. A woman that look attractive. I couldn't be involved with a woman that wasn't attractive. That's the truth. Oh yes, I want someone who's caring and compassionate and puts food on the table, and I mean sex and food. A tidy house. Sex. This is going down the gutter. What do we want from women? Tidy home, food, sex. That's it. It's pretty we're basic. There's probably three things that you really want, and there, women. It's not difficult. Very easy. We're not complicated. And you guys want money. Oh, geez, I'm going to come under fire for that. But I've decided I'm not going to try to please everybody in my vlogs anymore and say stuff that's What's the point? It's pointless. Yeah, I'll get shot down for that. Good too. I'm going to get so many anecdotal stories now. Geez, Clay, you're so off the mark there. I was with this woman, she was ugly enough to eat gorse, and she was the best woman I was ever with. Well, that can happen too. I'm not saying that attractive necessarily means a 10 out of 10. What you find attractive to you might be quite different to what I find attractive to me, because everybody's got their thing. I got a mate, Steve, and he loves big girls. The bigger the better. I'm the opposite. It's interesting, like, the bigger the better. So, and thank God for that, otherwise we'd all have our, we'd all be going after the same bird, wouldn't we? Hey brothers, there she goes. I'll turn around and show you the beauty herself. Oh, look at that. I'll turn around. A dream come true. Daniel Heath has built that with the help of many good bastards. Yes. Truth be known, as Daniel's done the lion's share of that. Julie's helped paint it. Stu Webb came, did some work. We had Joel Scott do the flashings. We've had Jeeves put the scaffolding up for us. They gifted us that. But realistically, Daniel's done the lion's share of the work. He's driven thousands of Ks from Christchurch to come to do this, and she's just about finished. We just need to have the deck down there, which I've got the wood over there. I've got the TNG to line the inside, and she's going to be a cracker. Look at this door handle. Look at this. I stained that with redwood. Oh, and the handles on both sides of the door. Isn't that just magic? In my next video, I'll walk you guys through this, but I've got to feed my dogs right now. Feed my dogs. Anyway, brothers, as always, and the occasional sister, my thoughts only, not necessarily correct or true. Just off the top of the head this morning. Bit of a rave, bit of a rant. That's okay. You can have a rave and rant in the comments section if you like, and talk back and tell me what you reckon. And as always, I'm always ready to be wrong and stuff too. The bloke that never made a mistake, never made anything at all. That's my policy. Right, we'll feed these dogs. Gonna feed you guys. Hey? Hey, Poe? Coming in? Hey, Johnny? We've got the collars on so I can control them. Hey, have a great day, boys and girls. It's Friday, so enjoy the weekend. Get out for a fish, or just do bloody nothing if you can afford the time to do nothing. Whatever. Flips your pancake. See you later. Go steady.